It's Our Story. Krista Westendorp, Minneapolis, Minnesota.
So for the first week of Aaron's life, when he was in a real precarious place, we were in the neonatal intensive care unit, and nobody would tell us exactly what was going on as far as Aaron's prognosis. And we got more anxious because we felt like why isn't anyone saying what they think? And sometimes they would say, well, we just don't know enough yet, or something like that. But finally, on Mother's Day, which was a week after Aaron was born, the head of the neonatal intensive care unit was making rounds, and I stopped him and said, well, what is the deal? Is Aaron going to live? And this doctor, in the middle of the unit with 100 beds on Mother's Day, he stopped and looked at me and said, your child can't handle his own secretions, and children that can't handle their own secretions eventually choke on them and die. And then he walked away. And that was really devastating, even though I had pinned this man down and I had followed him around a couple days before when he was too busy to talk. Still, it was devastating. And I would really recommend, if physicians are going to have a conversation with parents, that maybe a quiet room, chairs, basic things like that would be compassionate. But this was really stark and really upsetting. And Doug and I cried for several hours after that, just because we thought the head of this neonatal intensive care unit, who was like God, just told us that our baby's going to die, and we believed him. Later on, we realized that maybe he didn't know everything, and maybe there were things we could do to keep Aaron alive and to respect what we saw at that time as his desire to live. But it was kind of creepy in the hospital because they had Aaron in a room kind of in a corner, and they had another little boy who was born the same day as him named Eric. So it was Eric and Aaron. And they counseled both of us to stop treatment because of because of how much disability our kids had. And the term in hospitals sometimes is train wreck. That kid is a train wreck. And so that's kind of what they were seeing. And objectively, hospital personnel see a certain number of problems that exist in a child and say, well, maybe that child isn't worth fixing. And that is, medical people have their thing, but parents have something quite different. Parents have a child who is their child, who is, in our case, our only son. And when you're looking at a life and you're a parent, you get to decide that maybe your time and effort is here today because this little child has been brought to you to care for. So we started looking at it like that. And meanwhile, this other little boy, Eric, whose parents were also counseled not to resuscitate, not to suction when he couldn't swallow, this little guy died after 3 days of that treatment. And we had already decided to go home at that time because we didn't like the feel in the hospital. We thought there wasn't good energy for Aaron in that unit at that time. And but then I called the hospital back and said, just wondered how Eric is doing. And they said, oh, he died. And that made us sad because we felt like maybe his parents just didn't have the same kind of support that we did, or the same kind of background that would help them understand that they might have had more options.
The It's Our Story project is a national effort to make disability history public and accessible. Visit us at www.itsourstory.org or on the It's Our Story project YouTube channel.